Good morning, boys and girls. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a popsicle stick ornament. Now, ornaments are ornamental. That means they can decorate and add fun and whimsy to anything. You can hang these on a keychain, they can be on your lanyard, they could be on your Christmas tree if you celebrate Christmas, they can be on your doorknob, they can hang anywhere, all right? Very simple, very easy, and super fun. All you need are popsicle sticks, glue, scissors, and yarn, and that's it. I typically get my yarn at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I always use my coupon when I go to Hobby Lobby. Walmart sells fantastic yarn too. So if you have some at home, or you have a grandparent or a friend or a neighbor that knits, they might have some yarn you can borrow as well. I do typically use hot glue gun to glue my sticks together, and that's just for the sake of being able to get a lot of sticks glued fast for my classroom. But if you don't have a hot glue gun at home, Elmer's glue works just fine. You're just going to have to let it dry really well. That's it. If you do have a hot glue gun, please make sure a parent helps you because it is hot glue and it can be dangerous. All right? Let's get started. I already have them glued together, okay? And typically when we're using yarn, I usually ask the kids, or I pull yarn for kids, and I usually pull about an arm's length, okay? So let's make sure this is focused before we move on. So you're going to take about an arm's length and you're going to cut a few pieces. If you have your own ball of yarn and you're using just one color, you probably don't even need to cut an arm's length, but this is if you're maybe changing up colors. Okay. Your first step is to tie your yarn onto your popsicle sticks. If you don't know how to tie, please ask an adult, okay? It doesn't really matter where you tie it, you're just going to tie it. I do give myself a little give, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute, because you are going to need this extra piece at the very end of the project. I double knot it, but this is a great tying activity. If you don't know how to tie, start practicing now. This is what I mean by a little give. I always tell the kids it's a tail. We do keep a tail here because you will need it at the end. And really, this, sometimes we'll call it weaving, but it's really not weaving. This is just a wrapping project, so this is really easy. You're just going to take your sticks, and I hold this little tail out of the way so it doesn't get tangled up with my stuff because I do need it, okay? And you're just going to wrap it, turn, wrap, turn, wrap, turn, wrap, turn. It is a pattern, okay? You are wrapping each individual popsicle stick. And the reason I turn is just because it makes it easy. At first it may seem kind of awkward and like, okay, what am I doing? But as you do more and you get better, you'll go really fast. I'm trying not to go too fast because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. But see how each popsicle stick now looks like it's being wrapped, almost like it has a little sock on it. That's what I like about it. Okay? When you get to the end of your yarn, you're not done. You want to fill up all of your popsicle sticks. Okay? You're going to take your second piece of yarn, whatever that's going to be, and you're going to tie these two pieces together. Okay? So you're just going to tie your first yarn to your new yarn. And again, we double knot it just so it stays. Now, yarn is real soft, and sometimes when you knot something and you pull really hard, it'll just come right back off. Don't worry, just retie it. These, I call these little smidges, these little pieces of yarn here. If these bother you, you may cut them. Just be careful. If you cut too close to the knot, your knot's going to come undone and you're going to lose all of your yarn, okay? I don't cut mine until the very end. Sometimes I even like to leave them on. You can see some of my students here that have made some for me over the years, and they leave them on too. They look kind of messy, but it's also fun. It almost looks like a little dream catcher. So, and then you're just going to keep going. Wrap, turn, wrap, turn, wrap, turn, wrap, turn. Now I wrap under and around, but if you go over and around, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's not going to make a difference. There's really no right way and wrong way. I will say that as you're doing this, you do need to kind of pay attention. The back of your popsicle stick should look like each popsicle stick is wrapped, like it has a sock. The front will have this shape. It's a diamond shape that you're building, okay? So if you have each popsicle stick on one side wrapped and the front to start to look like a diamond, you are doing the right thing. Okay? It doesn't even matter what kind of yarn you use. It still does the same thing. Wrap on one side, diamond on the other. There are really fun yarns out there if you do go yarn shopping. There's fuzzy yarns, there's sparkly yarns, there's these, I call these eyelash yarns because they look like they have eyelashes. There's the ombre yarn like this one where the color changes on its own. Lots of awesome possibilities, okay? And you're just going to keep going until your popsicle sticks are so covered that you really don't have any more room to wrap. I'm going to finish mine in the recording because I wanted you to see how you tie it together at the end. Now, in my classroom, a lot of times, and kids who've been with me know this, when we make them, I will hot glue them together, and that's just for the sake of time. But especially for the lower grade levels, maybe who don't know how to tie just yet. But I do, if you're doing this at home, there is another way to tie it all together. And you just keep going. Now, this is that first tail that we had. We want to keep that, so try to keep it out of your yarn. It might feel a little awkward as you're doing this, but... And I know I'm going fast, and that's just for the sake of time in the video, but also I want to be able to have it finished for you so you see what it looks like and see how to finish it off. These are those little smidges. But you still just wrap and turn, wrap and turn, wrap and turn, wrap and turn. Until you really don't have any more room to wrap. Okay? Look at that. So cool. It's looking so neat. All right. Just to show you how to finish it off. Once you've gotten to the point where you really can't wrap anymore, you're going to take that last string that you've been working with and tie it to that very first string I told you to keep. Remember I told you to keep that little smidge or that little tail, okay? And this is going to keep your piece together so it doesn't come unraveled. So I'm going to double knot it. I'm going to tie like this. Sometimes even this marker has a hard time. And there you go. And there it is. Now, if those little smidges that we were talking about earlier, I told you to wait and cut till the end, bother you, this is the time where you would go in and you would take your scissors and you would just cut them off. Okay? I know this one's not done, but they're super fun, super cool, and you can hang them anywhere. I love them. We have a couple hanging on our tree. We have a couple hanging in our windows at home. Really cool. All right, guys, have fun, and I can't wait to see what you do.